Today's video is sponsored by Curology. Start your Curology journey today by clicking the link in the description below. Hi y'all, it's me, Bussy Gomez, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we'll be reviewing episode 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 5. Our fish and chips across the pond were... I bet y'all are so annoyed with me saying our fish and chips instead of our queens. Literally no one else is laughing, it's just me. Alright. Okay. Our fish and chips across the pond were challenged to transform hotline workers from Switchboard, the UK's oldest LGBTQ help hotline, into drag queens. Category is Drag Family Realness. And because there's so much to evaluate in a makeover challenge, I've actually broken down my score rubric into 2 separate sections for today's video, where I've awarded up to 5 flames for the general transformation of the hotline worker to the hot drag queen, and another potential 5 flames for general style, fashion, and meeting the brief. First up, DeDeLicious, who's partnered by random operator Chance with Jamie, who I'll point out is very handsome. It has a lot of features that are more traditionally masculine, and a face like this would be, for any makeup artist not as talented as Dee, probably quite a challenge. But if there's one thing Dee can do better than probably anyone else on the stage, it's paint. And oh my god, this person that was Jamie is now no longer recognizable as Jamie, and they are now only BeBeLicious. And the other part of what's really great about the transformation Dee has done here for her partner BB is all of the proportionizing that she does in her drag. Again, perfect for this type of person that has those more masculine features and clearly works out, has a bit of a body yaddy yaddy, and guess what? Dee's there with the proportionizing to make it all work. Like, no question about it, the art of drag that Dee has applied in the finesse of this transformation of Jamie into BB is a 5 out of 5 hot flames. However, do I actually like these looks? No, I do not. Your Honor, no, I do not, and I cannot lie. Dee's giving us a little bit of 80s spring fling prom / moonlights as a salsa dancer. What is with the beating on the bottom is giving very flamenco. And she's got BB styled up like, God, I don't know, the chaperone for the school dance that she's attending. Like, she's one of the school administrators who likes to get all gussied up for prom. You know what I'm talking about? But bad fashion aside, are they giving family? Also, no, not really. They're really not giving family. So overall, this is gonna be a wrap. And you know what I wake up thankful for every single day? My consistently clear skin. And that's thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Curology. In fact, Curology's simple 3-step routine has been keeping my skin consistently clear for almost 2 years now, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Here's how it works. First, I wash my face with Curology's acne cleanser, formulated with benzoyl peroxide to treat and help prevent acne. It's effective, but gentle enough for everyday use. Then I apply my custom formula prescribed to me by a Curology dermatology provider. And this here is the secret sauce, if you will, keeping my skin free of breakouts, clogged pores, and blackheads. And finally, I apply the Curology Rich Moisturizer with hyaluronic acid and shea butter. And when I started my Curology journey, I first noticed my breakouts were less frequent and less severe after just a couple of weeks. And over time, I've noticed improvements in my skin's fine lines, tone, and texture. Plus, it finally feels like my excessive forehead oiliness is under control. Curology can help treat lots of different skin types in lots of different ways. Remember though, your results may vary, and Curology isn't necessarily a miracle working product, but it's brought a level of consistency to my skin that I'm thankful for every single day. Plus, if anything pops up, I just throw on an emergency spot patch and it's pretty much gone overnight. To get started on your Curology journey, click the link below. On their site, you'll take a quick quiz to assess your skincare needs and upload 3 selfies. The dermatology provider will then take a look at everything and prescribe a custom formula and skincare routine to work alongside it. And if you ever have questions, or for example, want to talk about adjusting your skincare routine for cold or harsher weather, then a dermatology provider is just 1 click away in the messages tab of the Curology portal. Where, by the way, you can manage your upcoming shipments and even add new products to your box. Like my personal favorite, the Curology sunscreen. Because don't forget, you need it even in winter. But seriously, the sunscreen is amazing and melts into my skin, and unlike pretty much every other sunscreen I've ever tried, doesn't make me look oily and doesn't make me break out. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of my video to start your Curology journey today. And as part of a special seasonal promotion, all new customers can get up to 50% off your first box, which includes your custom formula and up to 6 free skincare essentials. Thanks Curology for sponsoring today's video and keeping my skin consistently clear. And next up, it's Kate Butch, who in the challenge is partnered with Zan. And the message she brings into this challenge, wanting to share with a larger audience, is the importance of chosen family. She shares with us that as she was growing up, her family didn't accept her for who she was, and she had to get legally emancipated in order to find her freedom. And Miss Kate Butch turns Zan into Femily Bronte, which is a bit of a cerebral, draggy name. Femily, feminine, Emily, and then Bronte Bronte because Emily Bronte wrote a very famous novel called Wuthering Heights, also a song by Kate Bush. Kate Bush's drag pun name. Girl, there are layers happening here. Anyways, Kate and Femily hit the runway in some Grease-inspired drag, although they don't actually say the name Grease for some reason on Drag Race, which is weird because in the UK it seems like they're very liberal with using characters and saying names and not generally afraid of copyright stuff. But here they said, oh, John Travolta, Grease, they said we can't say that. Shh. But if you don't know, the Pink Ladies are a group of girls from the movie Grease that are wearing these pink jackets that have their names on the front and the words The Pink Ladies on the back. And for the transformation of what Kate has done to Zan, I'll say the biggest differences are hair and makeup, which are possibly some of the most important, but the larger issue with what Kate has done here on the runway is there's not a lot of personal style involved with what she's done. These two looks, especially side by side, are very much giving like extras in the RuPaul's Drag Race Grease parody adaptation coming to theaters soon. Like, what part of these looks is specifically Kate Butch? And how is she saying family resemblance? She's really not. And that is the reason I've scored these looks so low, because the transformation wasn't big, bold, or draggy enough, and the actual meeting the brief part of what she was asked to do was not done. So I have given her transformation a And next up, Michael Marouli, who in the challenge gets paired with Peter, who we learn is a retired builder who started volunteering with this help hotline Switchboard back in the 80s. We learn Peter is a little nervous to be a good partner on stage because he's always had trouble embracing his feminine side, and he's a bit older, apparently in his mid-60s. And I'm just gonna say his appearance on this episode is one of the reasons I love Drag Race so much, because even if someone is not getting any queer education from their school systems, which let's be honest, they're likely not, they do always at least have RuPaul's Drag Race to teach and educate and bring awareness about really important things that happens to our community, like the AIDS crisis back in the 80s. And the importance of Peter sharing his story on this episode cannot be understated. It was such a beautiful and touching moment to share with him on TV via Michael Marouli and this challenge, which is also to compliment Michael Marouli's ability as a partner to understand Geeza Minouli's needs, wants, and story, and also give Geeza the ability to share that story in the way they did. But now let's talk about the drag and drama of it all. They hit the main stage looking like identical twin mother and daughter. Family resemblance, the house down boots, girl, they are matchy-matchy. And I will point out, sometimes on Drag Race, we have seen identical family resemblance look get critiqued, like for example, Jimbo's on Canada's Drag Race Season 1, and other times, like in this instance, we see them applauded. And so it's not always totally clear what the judges are asking for in these challenges, but I love when someone can do something like this. I think it's absolutely stunning. And this transformation is a 5 out of 5 hot flames. Girl, this is a mid-60s man who has not once embraced his feminine side, living his full life and fantasy on the runway. And the other great thing about what Michael has done here for these looks is even if you couldn't see their heads, you would know without a doubt that these were two queens in the same drag family of the name Marouli. This transformation is definitely hot. And next up, our favorite Geordie girl, Tomara Thomas. I don't know what that was. Who for this challenge gets connected with Gemma, aka Giant G. And these two get along immediately like long lost twin sisters, two peas in a pod. Like they were immediately BFFLs, braiding each other's hair and painting each other's toenails. But don't forget, this is RuPaul's Drag Race and there will be both drag and drama. So RuPaul comes to the workroom and says, "It's Tomara." "Yes, RuPaul." "This wig that you're gonna put on that little girl, it's too big." And we've got a moment of nail-biting, edge-sitting suspense. Will she wear the wig? Will it be too big for her? Is it literally the size of her, and will it swallow her whole? Probably yes, but that's a risk Tomara and Giant G take. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, they take the risk and it absolutely 100% pays off. Just concerning the transformation of what Tomara did here. The wig, I think, was not only a perfectly calculated risk, but also a necessary one, because Tamara's beat is a lot more natural glam than some of the other more crazily painted queens, and her fashion does blend closer to runway ready to wear sometimes than more avant-garde insanity. With tonight's look being a little more simple, that giant hair on both of their heads was absolutely needed to take these looks into the next level. And the actual fashion of these tweed suits that Tiny T and Giant G are wearing for the runway is really cool. I think being a specific reference to this 2016 Chanel runway, where we've got some cute little robots serving for their lives. But they could also just generally be an homage to the iconic Chanel pattern and tweed suit. So could Tomara have gone a little bit bigger and bolder? Maybe. But the performance and delivery of the House of Thomas was 100% given, present, and there. What needed to be go was gave. And so I'm gonna give this transformation a hot. And finally, the other Ginger, Johnson, who in our challenge gets connected with Rodrigo, who apparently wrote a PhD dissertation on 2 prior Drag Race contestants, which is like totally iconic. Imagine getting your PhD in charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Ah! And the dragon drama with Rodrigo and Ginger is that he's got a beard. And what might be under that beard, who knows? Lions, tigers, boogers, oh my. Thankfully though, there was just skin, which Ginger painted really well. The transformation of Rodrigo to Ruiva was amazing. And by the way, Ruiva, which I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing totally correctly, is Portuguese for redhead or ginger, like Ginger Johnson. Yeah, transformation 5 out of 5. This person is unrecognizable from whom they once were. Rodrigo can't answer the phone, he's dead. And on the family resemblance part of all of this going on, I wouldn't particularly say that the mug is as stamped or painted as like DeDe's BB, but it is unmistakably 100% a Ginger Johnson beat. It is really spooky. Like, she has very much printed her face on somebody else, and girl, they're certainly related. I also, generally speaking, love the fashion of what they've done here. This is so fun, so camp. She is that late 60s Valley of the Dolls, peace-loving, hippie, flower-powered child of the sun, girly girl, but very, very drag. The giant white buttons, belt details, like the collar, the way it matches, and like the pants and all the fabrics and the pink houndstooth. These looks are so great. They really are so great. And I think my favorite looks that Ginger Johnson has ever worn or created. The Earthworm was really cute too, but this is really, really great. And I'm gonna give this transformation an absolutely 10 out of 10 flames. What did Michelle say? Trixie and Bianca could never, but why would they want to? And the win this week goes to Michael Marouli and her transformation partner, Geeza Minouli. And by the way, that name left me real confused for a while because I thought they intended the name to be spelled G-I-Z-A, like Liza, L-I-Z-A. If you had a British accent, you would probably look at sounds like Geeza. Geeza with a British accent. How we would say that in American accent. Geeza. But then they ended up just spelling it's really blowing my mind because I don't understand how we're getting back. It's like we went opposite. We should have gone the other way. Oh, y'all are gonna send like a wellness check to my home or something. Okay, please don't. And this win is definitely one I can absolutely support. I gave both Michael and Ginger 10 out of 10 points for what they did tonight. But giving the badge to Michael was, I think, the correct decision. But I did see some people online saying that Michael only won because their partner had a more interesting backstory. However, I countered that saying Michael arguably had one of the biggest challenges tonight. Putting someone in their mid-60s who has never embraced their feminine side into full drag is not an easy task. Michael fully embraced the challenge and allowed this person, Geeza, to really become their own queen. And for the bottom 2, we've got DeDeLicious and Kate Butch, who, looking at my scorecards, also would have landed in my bottom 2. And girl, I saw this coming up and I had a deja vu to last week when we lost Caramel, because I'm thinking here, this is DeDe's 3rd time in the bottom, Kate Butch's first. Kate Butch's first off the back of a win. And I'm like, surely because the judges have fallen in love with Kate so much recently, we're not gonna be seeing her go home. But guess what, Mimi? I got. I did react to this Rina Sawayama lip sync over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. That's my members only website where my Patreon family gets exclusive member benefits like early access to my YouTube videos and access to exclusive videos. And you too can join my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. See you there. But concerning my thoughts on it, I would give both Kate and DeDe hots for their performance in this song, but DeDe had some extra little flavor, seasoning, salt, pepper, paprika, even perhaps, I don't know, that she layered in her performance that made it more entertaining. Like when she twinkled her fingers to the "that's hot" and then just dropped right into the split. The comedic timing was there. And Kate was doing her campy over the top lip sync, you know, crazy face thing, but it just wasn't enough layered in against DeDe's tricks. So DeDe sends Kate sashing away, which isn't right, but it's okay. And concerning her leaving the show, she wrote this on Twitter. "Thank you so much for all the love and support, but I was at peace with my elimination before it even actually happened. Even more so now it's been 10 months since it was filmed. Please don't send any hate to my dear friend DeDeLicious, who I love a lot and am so proud of. XX." Where DeDe replied, "Love you, Catherine." And now for hottest hots. This week, I'll separate mine into 2 categories because it's my show and who cares. For just visual aesthetics, I'm gonna give it to Ginger Johnson. For the challenge at hand of RuPaul's Drag Race, I would give it to Michael Marouli. And of course, I also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hots, and this week they've chosen Ginger Johnson. But of course, I'd love to know what y'all thought down in the comments below. Who do you thought should have won this week? And who do you think should have been in the bottom two and sashayed away? Also want to give an extra special thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Curology, who you can check out using the link in the description below. And as part of a special seasonal promotion going on right now, all new customers will actually get 50% off their first box, which includes their custom formula and up to 6 free skincare essentials. And I want to give an extra special shout out to Maddie Wilson, who just joined my Patreon at the hot tier, and Ashley Brungard, Dorothy Hall, Felicia Frankie, Jeffrey Steenberg, Laura, Matthew Burns, Sailor, Sharkies, Steven Topher, Tyler Hendricks MD, and Will and Tana, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier over at patreon.com/BussyQueen. See you later. Love ya. Bye.